Welcome to ECMP355 Trivia. What is the difference between digital citizenship and digital identity?
Citizenship means that you're part of society or something, so digital citizenship must mean that it's your presence, I guess, online and your contribution to society online. Whereas digital identity is your presence online and how you would portray yourself online. So how you present yourself on different forms of social media, so like Facebook, Twitter.
Digital citizenship would be how you participate in society online, while digital identity would be how you portray yourself online.
What is digital literacy?
Literacy means you know how to do something, so digital literacy would probably mean then you know how to use different tools online.
Digital literacy is the ability to find, use, create different content using online technology.
What is PLN?
PLN, doesn't that mean it's like an acronym or something? Please let me go. No, that doesn't work with N. Please leave nachos. That's what it means. Please leave nachos.
Actually, PLN is your professional learning network that you have online where you learn and share ideas with others.
What are the aspects of PLN?
The different aspects then would be like, I guess the stuff you put on the nachos, so like beef, chips, cheese, lettuce. Like you can have sides too, right? So salsa, sour cream.
It's not beef. Aspects of PLN is where you create a network of people, and at the beginning you stand back and observe, and then after a while you start sharing your own ideas and you learn from each other.
What are some networks we can use to learn and communicate with others from around the world?
You can communicate with anybody, I guess, through telephone, but that gets expensive. FaceTime too, but I mean, if you don't have an iPhone, then that also gets expensive if you don't have access to Wi-Fi either. Skype is honestly the only one I really know. There's got to be some app on Google too, but nobody got time for that.
You can use networks such as Twitter, YouTube, Zoom, Skype, Google Communities. There's a bunch of options.
Why is collaborating important?
Collaboration is actually a good way, I think, to get resources because you're sharing things with each other, but you gotta keep in mind that it's not the same thing as plagiarism. You can't just take things without getting credit.
Collaborating is important in order to learn from one another. You can gain a variety of different perspectives as you communicate with people from all around the world. With collaboration, I teach you, you teach me, we're a great big educational family.
Why is it important to have an online presence?
Having an online presence, it is important as a teacher, right? You can't be drinking and posting inappropriate pictures on Facebook. Shouldn't be soliciting money from people, you know, like I heard YouTubers get some good pay. They have a lot of followers. And you definitely should not add your students on Facebook. That would be a bad thing, trying to get to know them on the internet. That's not good.
We're becoming a digital world, so it's becoming more important for people to be able to find you online. You could do this through using the same username for a variety of different networks. It's important so that when people are searching your name, it's your name that's popping up and not somebody else's or somebody who's pretending to be you. So this can help when it comes to your profession, when it comes to employers searching for you, or when it comes to parents trying to find out who their child's educator is.
What are some key aspects that one should remember when creating a blog?
You should definitely have an appropriate title or a name on there, like not Buddy Boo, like that's my dog's name, that's not my name. I guess you need to have information about yourself, different posts in categories, making it look attractive, sourcing your pictures, having appropriate links, and I guess good grammar on there.
One of the things you want to keep in mind is that your name is there so that people are able to find it easily. You want to make sure that it looks appealing and is easy to navigate, or people might rage quit. You need to make sure you're including the proper links, any videos, anything that goes with what you're trying to support within your posts in order to make it engaging.
List apps that can be useful in the classroom and give a brief description of each.
I really like Go Noodle. That's a fun app to get students active and do brain breaks with them, but one thing about Go Noodle is kind of awkward when you're doing these little dances and steps with your students when you're a grown adult. Class Dojo was another one we used mainly just for the timer. I don't know why we just didn't use real timer, but again, just like it's an award system where you can give students points for listening, being on task, etc. But I honestly prefer a marble jar. That's more easy. One more. Let's think of one more. 3 out of 5 is good. Pinterest is another good resource, I guess. You can create boards with your students and categorize things under each one, different things that you're learning and such. I mean, I'd probably have to create a classroom account though, because it wouldn't be good for me to use my own account considering I have some boards with nail designs and hair and makeup and weddings, not really school related. Google has a lot of good resources. I mean, even just on Google, you can literally search up anything and find the answers other than Wikipedia. That's not a good source. I'm personally not a Google Docs fan. Like, let's get that straight. I mean, it goes crazy when a bunch of people are working on it at once. You don't even know what's happening.
You've got apps like YouTube, which can be used to show videos within the classroom or have students upload their own videos. There's also Twitter, which can be used for a variety of different things. You could have students use it as a way to communicate or share ideas with one another, or us as educators can use it to gain ideas. And there's also Kahoot, which is a fun assessment tool that kids enjoy doing. Go Noodle, which is a nice way to incorporate brain breaks within the classroom. You've got Mentimeter, which is a way to create a word cloud. Some Google resources that I like to use is Google Docs, Google Slides, Gmail. There's also Google Communities, Google Classroom. That's a new one I've been introduced to. I really like these different resources as they're so easy to share with others. You can collaborate with others by just providing them with the access to it, or you can share it easily with URL and automatically saves, which is always good. The list goes on and on.
What should you be aware of when using Twitter?
When using Twitter, one thing that really bothers me is that you're only limited 140 characters per tweet, and that's just not enough for myself. I literally have to make 3 tweets just to get out what I'm saying. Hashtags, I guess, are kind of cool. I use them even on my Instagram posts and stuff. I didn't know what they meant, but now I realize that they connect to things or other pages that relate to what you're tweeting. I guess having a profile picture is always good too. You don't want to have an egg face.
Some things to be aware of when you're using Twitter is to make sure that you have a description of who you are so that people know who they're following, as well as include a picture. You don't want to be known as the egghead. You also have to be aware of the fact that you can only use 140 characters per post, so knowing the different shorthands for different words is important so that you don't use all those up. It's also good to know how to use hashtags. Trying to post gets shared to a variety of different pages. Also, start out by lurking for a bit, but then go ahead and share.
What are 5 things we should do before posting something online?
Oh, I don't know this answer. Think. That's right, the acronym THINK. To help individuals is nice and kind. So when you're kind to others, they will say nice things about you, and then there will be nothing bad said about you online.
Before posting online, think. There is T, is it true? H, is it helpful? I, is it inspiring? N, is it necessary? And K, is it kind?
How can we get students to understand the importance of thinking before posting?
So we want to prevent our students from posting bad things online so that they don't get in trouble. You could relate with your students and tell them stories based on other people's experiences so that they can put themselves in that position and realize where things can go if they post something inappropriate or bad online.
First of all, it is important to create an environment where they feel safe in order to voice any questions or concerns that they may have about their internet usage. It's also good to bring in those real life examples. For example, Amanda Todd.
How can someone tell if a source is reliable?
A website that is a good source would be anything but Wikipedia. Have to be true information, like possibly an author or somebody who created the website or wrote the blog or whatever the information is on there. There should be a name or a title as well, and copyright information.
To see if a source is reliable, it is good to check out who the author is. If the author is not listed, it might be something to be wary of. It's also good to check the date to make sure that it is still current and relevant. The layout of the website is also important. It's not most likely going to be reliable if things are scattered all over the place. Also check to see if they have their sources listed and see if they're reliable. You can also check to see if their grammar is appropriate, as well as the domain. If it is a .com website, it might not be as reliable as a .gov website.
Why might learning to code be useful?
Video games!
No, Stacey, why might learning to code be useful in the classroom?
Oh, okay, I get what you're saying. So we need to teach students in the classroom how to code because of stranger danger. Like, you want students to get home safely, so they need to know their garage codes. Like mine's 2009.
Coding is good to know because it's not only useful to know how to use technology, but to also understand it. With this new digital age, there is a growing need for knowing how to code, so there might be some jobs available in that aspect. It's also a way for students to create a variety of different things like videos, games, websites, and it's fun.
What makes a good social media campaign? And name one.
So the ALS fundraiser was a good social media campaign, but I mean, not a lot of people ended up donating on that. How is it healthy for you to dump buckets of water and ice on yourself? Wouldn't people get sick with a cold afterwards?
What makes a good social media campaign is where they say what their goal is, what it's about, why it's needed, as well as how others can help accomplish the goal. One organization that uses these aspects is the Teddy Bear Anonymous organization. They donate teddy bears to kids who are in the hospital. On their website, they explain why they're trying to reach this goal, and they have a page of upcoming events and a place where you can donate to their cause.
How can one be successful in ECMP355?
Well, first of all, show up to class online. Second of all, I guess participating in class discussions. The one time we went on SaskEd Chat, so doing your weekly tweets, keeping up with your blog posts. What I learned from ECMP355 overall is not being afraid to use technology within the classroom. I'm a very paper and pen type of person, so now I've realized that I can build my own online portfolio, and I've learned to revise things with the 140 characters in Twitter. I've learned different apps and technology tools that you can use within the classroom.
You can be successful in ECMP355 by making sure you keep up with the blog posts. That is very important. You do not want to keep it all to the last minute. Also, make sure you're communicating with others. You can learn so much from your peers, and don't be afraid to ask questions. They're there to help. And lastly, have fun.
So Dakota, for getting 100%, you are going to be rewarded with this large Easter Bunny chocolate.
Thank you. And Stacey, you get a nice little egg.
What? This is too tiny.
This is ECMP355 Trivia, signing out.